Okay, it is 5:30 on August 8th. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Recording and taping notification. As required by law, the town may audio or video record this meeting. Any person intending to either audio or video record this open session is required to inform the chair. Not seeing anybody that's going to do that. Public announcements, none. Guests, none. I would like to welcome Phyllis as our new member to the Rec Commission. You've met, I think, everybody.
Yeah, I have.
Thanks.
The only one we're missing is Michael Hurley. And he may still be coming, so we'll see. Old business, first thing on the list is CPC prioritization list. Just so you know, Phyllis, the CPC applications are due by October 1st.
October 2nd.
October 2nd.
Extra day.
Extra day. And that's why we're having this, we don't want to be under the crunch in September, not have enough info. Any other updates we should have, David, on CPC?
No.
Okay.
Got
All
a
right.
lot of money?
So, last,
Later.
Excuse me, John, if I may. You have a sense of how much money we're getting this year?
Do I have a sense?
Yeah.
I will have in the end of September, when the finance director gives me the numbers.
Okay, thank you.
okay, so last meeting, last month, and correct me if I'm wrong, Eric,
Yep.
we put down, in no particular order, senior memorial fencing, the ropes course, Brooks Park landscaping irrigation, splash pad. There were questions, many questions on the ropes course.
Yep.
Maybe Eric, you can fill us in on that. If you have any updates.
I don't have a ton, but I'll tell
Okay,
you what I have.
please do. Let me start, first of all,
Okay.
senior memorial's cut and dry.
So
That's just,
so I could start with that. Senior Memorial, we're looking at, that one we'd like to put forward, and based on the bids that came in way over, we'd be looking at a request of about $105,000.
Wow.
With contingency, with our 15 to 20%
You gotta
contingency.
be kidding.
And what do we have for, what do we have in the first article, 45?
45. And they came in at 98, 89, 65.
Okay.
Where'd you get that number from again?
So,
105? Where'd you get that number?
so the bids that came in the
Alright.
last time.
RFP.
Oh,
So we put the RFP out last
Yeah, right.
time and it came in like double. So I used those numbers plus a contingency to come up with.
So those were legitimate, hard bids,
yeah,
those weren't,
Yeah,
do us a favor and give us an estimate, those were hard numbers.
and then, so, yeah, 105.
And it's gonna be bid in, if we get the money, June of 24.
Yeah, so that's where the contingency comes in.
Okay,
So that's that one. As far as the rope course goes, I did have a meeting scheduled with Joe. He canceled it. He has not rescheduled it yet. So I have no idea at all what
Okay.
his plans are or administration's plans are with the rope course.
so we have no further info on that,
We
is the
don't.
bottom line.
The next one, as far as splash pad goes,
Yes.
I talked to Yarmouth Rec.
Mm-hmm.
They are getting me a whole packet on it. They have not sent it over yet though. But it's a big ticket item. I don't know, they wouldn't give me a roundabout number, but it's gonna be a big number. So they're supposed to be sending me a whole packet.
This doesn't look that large from the pictures I saw in,
No.
on Cape
It's
Cod.
a,
Yeah.
it's a good size though.
Is it?
I think it's,
Yeah,
I
we've
think a
been
lot
there.
has to do with like the plumbing and
Oh, yeah.
the surfacing.
Is
and
it
all
just a
that.
rectangle? Is that what I saw
Yeah,
on Cape
basically,
Cod?
yeah,
Yeah.
basically just a rectangle, yep.
Okay,
And it has
So-
some structures and stuff in there, so
I-
yeah.
I think there is like, I think there's something to that as a project going forward. I just don't know about this year. And then, Brooks Park
wait a
landscape,
minute.
oh, I'm sorry, yep, I'm jumping ahead.
I've got to fill us in a little bit here.
Oh, sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Senior Memorial is to replace the fencing around the softball field.
Okay.
We had that bid and it was way under, as you probably just
Yeah.
figured out. So that one is a layover. I don't want to say hangover. Ropes course, a gentleman came to us about putting a ropes course. We supported it pending 1,000 other questions being answered. Selectmen have two. There's talk about putting it right across the street on the left.
Of the parking?
You're right when you pull in off of
Yeah.
Oak Street. But there's there's some discussion as to who owns that, who has the property, that under their jurisdiction. So we don't know anything on that one. Splash pad is pretty self-explanatory, that has come before us. And Brooks Landscaping, Eric,
Brooks
anything new on that?
Landscaping, Frank is gonna.
I
look into
will-
that. Yep.
Call O'Leary tomorrow or the next day.
Okay.
The last one was 30,000, that was 2 years ago. That was, hydro seeding,
Okay.
sprinkler system, a dozen trees, and 4 benches.
Okay.
And that is the spot above the parking between the bathroom and the woods at Brooks Park.
Above
The
the parking?
fenced in area,
So
right
from
next
the-
to the parking lot.
Right of the
Okay.
bathroom, bike
Yeah.
trails here, right of the
Oh,
bathroom.
okay. Oh, by the pavilion.
To the right
Oh,
of the
the,
pavilion.
okay.
Yeah. And then,
Hold on.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Dave, go ahead.
The other, so I was saying, so that we had those, obviously, in my opinion, senior memorial fencing is a priority. Landscaping could be a priority. I think ropes course and splash pad, again, this is just me, is something that I think is a good project, but maybe not right now. The other thing that came up in the meantime that I wanted to ask the commission about is AEDs at the beaches.
What is it?
AEDs.
The defibrillators, yeah.
Defibrillators at every beach. We would need 6 of them. We got them priced out. They're about $22.50 a piece with contingency. It would be an ask of 16 to 18K. The only question on that is it an allowable CPC request?
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Let me give you a
Sure.
little more info.
Sure.
I talked to the fire inspector yesterday.
Yep.
Asked him about calibration, keeping them, storing them, securing them to a
Yeah,
box,
yeah.
whatever. He said, first of all, he goes, I think you should have them at every lifeguard chair.
Really?
He says, because
Wow.
if you're at Red River Beach, someone's at the circle and the AED is at the bathroom,
Yeah.
you're not gonna make it. He said, if you can do it. The other thing he said is they can be purchased through the EMS officer, Paul Finn.
Yeah, I talked to Paul Finn.
Okay.
Yep.
He said, Bruce thought that they could get them at a discount.
Oh,
Through the fire
okay.
department.
He didn't say, yeah, he directed me to Boundtree Medical.
Okay.
That's where I got the.
And this is just,
Yeah,
a phone call just to get a little more info.
Sure, okay.
I said, what about the non-lifeguard beaches? He said, no.
Yeah.
Because you don't wanna put them somewhere because someone's gonna steal 'em.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
put them on a post, they're gonna
Yeah.
disappear.
Yep,
He thought that they would go out with the lifeguards in the morning when they pick up their first aid kit.
okay.
They'd take the AED with them.
Yep.
It's gonna change the number,
Yeah, there's gonna be more of them.
but in my opinion, the thought there is, this is a recommendation from the fire department. You didn't
Yeah.
You didn't come up with this.
No, yeah.
Okay, so just something to think about,
So every
And-
stand at Red River,
every stand at every beach.
every stand at okay.
Every
Okay.
beach
So you'd probably
Every
double
beach
that.
that has a
number.
lifeguard.
Right.
That has a
yeah.
that
lifeguard.
has a stand.
That has a stand.
Yep. So the other thing I asked him about was training. He said that they can be trained when they do CPR.
They're
And
already
he goes,
trained.
you could train a monkey to do it. He goes,
Yeah.
it's easy.
Our lifeguards are
Something-
trained in it now.
On
Some-
AEDs?
Yep.
Yes, and the schools have them. We have every coach is trained in them, and we have one at every field. So even
Yeah.
if there's field hockey here and soccer right next
Mm.
to it, each coach has their own AED. All coaches are trained in them, and I'm sure we're not paying that much for them
No,
through the schools. So
You don't think
Can I,
20, you're
uh,
not paying 22.50?
Just really?
we're not paying
That seems
$50 for
low.
anything.
That was low
One
compared to
second.
the other ones I've seen.
So that's just
With
a,
the amount that we have
Yeah.
for every coach at every field at every school, I
Yeah.
doubt it. I
There's
doubt
gotta
it.
be a way,
There's
yeah.
gotta be a discount or a grant.
that's
through-
what I was thinking,
There's
great.
gotta be
Right.
some sort of
It's
grant.
gotta be.
They may not be CPC eligible.
Can I?
No.
Can we get that information, please, before,
I will attempt to do that.
okay, should be a pretty cut and dry
Yes or no?
Yes or no.
answer.
Right.
Yeah.
I already looked up on Google, but I will get further information.
Please do. And then I think we'll prioritize and we can go from there, but if we do
Yep.
put that as a priority, ask the director or whoever does grants for the town to look into it, whether that's the fire department
Yep.
or whoever may be in charge of getting grants. Can
I just want to share with you, the league has a committee of 8, and one of the 2 two of them are EMTs, and one is the chief of the fire department for Wellfleet. And our committee is working on leasing program. They're looking at both purchasing and leasing, and with the leasing, you get maintenance, you get the training, and you get storage. When we're not using them during the winter months, they store them for you and so on. Eric, if you want to come in tomorrow, there's a board meeting, next week.
Yep.
They're gonna give a final report. They wanna buy one for Potter, Memorial, Sandy Pond, and Kelly, the forge fields that we use. So they've done a lot of research. You might wanna talk to, he's talked to the chief of the fire department here in town, as well as the Wellfleet chief. They're all involved in this thing. Now, years ago, we wanted to buy these units.
Yep.
And I think it was either Clark or the chief prior to them said, you guys should not be, you should not buy because of the liability issues. You have to deal with that as well. If somebody does something that is inaccurate or, inappropriate, you could be in some serious trouble with legal issues.
I think the key
And he
is,
said, running down the street, 2 minutes, we're back, but we've had problems. We've had guys collapse on the field, and we're going to require every manager or every team member to get certified as a CPR. That's one of the things that come in.
I think the liability thing wouldn't be a big thing for this, because it would only be available to people that are trained in it.
Right, exactly.
It wouldn't be like for public access.
Yeah, I'm not walking off the street picking it up.
No, it wouldn't
No.
just be sitting there for
Right,
anybody
exactly.
to
And
grab.
the other
Yeah.
thing is containing it. Where are you gonna put it so that it's in a safe area? And how do, we're talking about lock boxes?
No. The lifeguards are gonna be in control of
We
them. So
actually,
they,
for us,
for you, I'm
We're
sorry.
having
Oh,
trouble
yeah.
I'm
deciding,
talking us.
we're
Okay.
trying to decide where, we're thinking about hanging them on the sheds down there with a lockbox, but then if somebody has a problem, you don't know a lockbox number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not, it's
You know.
not like a highly coveted thing someone's picking it up and running off with.
Yeah,
But kids are
you know?
kids.
Yeah,
I mean, we.
Imagine
leave
having
ours
that in your dorm room.
yeah.
we have stop to bleed kits now
Yeah,
that are in like these orange suitcases.
right,
So it's something similar to that,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
yeah, it
They
comes,
just-
ours
That's
just
different
come in
for
like
us
a,
than it is.
almost
Yeah.
like a sling bag. Ours,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
just, it's a sling bag, and
Yeah.
then we put it back in the office when we don't
In
use it,
and
and we
out.
bring it out to the field when we need
Yeah.
it. Right,
Yep.
well, every
And that's
game.
what the guards do now with the stop to bleed
That's
kits.
what I mean, yeah.
They're all sitting in my office now, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get
I'm gonna go around,
supply.
on the AEDs. Any questions?
No,
None.
David?
There's a maintenance issue with it. We purchased them if the CPC allows the purchase.
Yep.
The CPC can't pay for the maintenance. That'll be on the town. Or
From what I was
commission.
told, there is no maintenance.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not sure
It's a
what
bat,
that
it's a
is.
battery.
It's a
Battery replacement.
Yeah.
Cause I asked, do they need to be calibrated,
Yeah.
certified every year, and he said, no,
Yeah,
we'll put it in back.
you have to get the batteries taken
Yeah.
care of every year.
It really is like a shock treatment.
very
like
simple
It's a very
machine,
simple,
yeah.
like, we're gonna use it immediately until the people get here to help us. It's
It's
a
just a
life
stopgap.
saving.
kind
Oh,
of
just
idea.
Yeah.
understand, if there's batteries
Yeah, it
involved,
talks to you, it tells you
that'll
what
be
to
on the
do.
town.
Right, exactly, it
yeah.
does, yep.
Anything else, David?
No
Phyllis?
question.
I'm good.
You're all set? All right, so, if we make that a priority, we've already asked about grants.
Mhm.
Should he talk to the fire chief and see if anything has changed in regards to?
Well, he's the one I went to begin with about it,
David?
to Dave. Yeah,
Okay.
he sent me to Paul Finn,
Okay.
and Paul Finn said, Boundtree Medical,
But I think we should find out,
about grants.
no, the grants is part of it.
Yep.
That's 1A, but 1B is the fire department, are they in support of this? Do
Okay,
they think it's a good idea?
You can ask the liability issues, the maintenance issues, there are a lot of.
I think Eric's right, I think the
costs.
liability, if it's with a lifeguard,
Yeah.
is covered under
As long as it's
the
right there.
liability of.
Yeah, once you're certified, you
Yeah.
become under the so I'm certified, if I, God forbid, ever had to use it on the field and I did something wrong, I'm covered under
Yeah.
the liability, cause I was trained and I had my certification.
Where does a Good Samaritan, law come
It's
in?
still in place.
Still, totally, 100%
so
still.
basically, do they support it too? Do they
Yeah,
think
is
it's
it-
a good
Which I'm
idea?
sure they
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
I'm sure
But it's
they-
good to get it
right.
from.
I'll make sure, yeah.
Okay,
I would just ask that if, you look at just the grants, if there's any sort of discount
Yeah,
pricing
even
that
like
they.
matching funds or
Right,
something. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, yeah.
and then also just the idea of leasing, if it's a massive discount, like if it's a real,
Yeah.
let's look at that, but if it's not a big thing, I'd rather just own
Better
them
just
outright.
own them, yeah.
Yeah.
Leasing on, we'll say
It's hard in
$2,000
towns,
is
yeah.
hard, and I'll bet you can't lease through CPC.
No, yeah, so then, yeah, unless we're talking thousands, I don't think it's
Yeah,
worth
yeah.
it.
What I'm interested in now is, could there be a co-application,
Whom and whom?
fire department and the rec department?
Mm.
It's a
If,
possible, I
if
could
it's
ask
a,
Dave,
if,
you know.
Co-sponsor.
if it's something that can be covered, that would be an excellent recommendation.
Maybe worthwhile asking.
Yeah,
And see.
that's all,
Yeah.
It'd be
Hold on.
interesting to see, where did you get the 2250 number?
Boundtree Medical.
Well, that's not.
That's a figure.
So
that's
it
a
would be
figure.
interesting to see what Paul Finn says is the number, okay? So he says, whatever, he said, we can
Yeah.
get them for you for 1750.
Okay.
That in itself is a co-project with the fire department, because they just got
They collaborated.
Right.
Yeah.
$500 cheaper than what we can buy it for as a rec department.
Right.
Good sales.
Yep.
And the other thing is, inform the town administrator. Cause he'll designate who the project manager will be for this,
Okay.
so.
Well, we gotta get to that step.
Right,
first.
right, it just,
Yeah.
it's stacking it up.
Yep.
Okay, so right now then we have AEDs, memorial fencing, ropes course, brooks, and splash pad. So I am gonna go around and ask, Eric, you got anything else to add?
No, I was just gonna ask, like, so as far as, I just wanted to see how we're doing this. Are we doing like, priority list now and then the next meeting this month?
It could change.
I think we
Okay.
prioritize it until we have some hard numbers.
Okay.
Cause right now, we're in the dark on,
I'll try to get in hold of Joe again about the ropes.
When you,
So-
Difficult to get.
when you said the splash pad is big numbers.
hold on, Eric, Vaughn,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
I'm gonna go through these and get
Okay.
questions on all of them. We have no questions on memorial fencing. Any questions on the ropes course? I mean, that we can.
We can't do anything until we
Can't
get more information.
Yeah, I need to meet with, Joe wants to meet about it, but he doesn't have time to meet.
Okay,
about it.
so that's it. Any questions regarding Brooks landscaping?
No.
No.
Well, why do we wanna do it? Cause right now it's nothing but dirt and nothing's growing and sand's blowing around, and it is a park. Be a nice place to put a couple of benches, 2 in each section, and, get
Is that something we can do instead of it being one big project, that we could kind of little by little, you know, buy a bench with revolving fund?
Oh, yeah, we can, yeah.
And not do it all at once, you know?
It won't be much, the cost is not much.
What is the cost of a bench, by the way? Anybody know?
Uh,
$2,000 installed?
Yeah, about two,
Yeah.
about two.
See, I think you could cut that back.
We can do just the irrigation and the hydro seeding. And, well, we lost a bunch of trees, of course, we're never gonna get that money.
Yeah.
When that hurricane came through. So we don't have to buy 12 trees, we're gonna put some on the curve, where it curves, we lost some.
How
Yep.
about some memorial benches and memorial trees? People are always calling.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Just another option.
I was
Yeah.
thinking 2 benches in each section, and maybe 2 trees in each section. But I think if we get the benches, we should put a concrete pad down too.
Right, let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, I mean,
We've gotta get support. But I'm thinking, why don't we just go,
It's a
if
park,
it-
it should look like a park.
Yeah.
Eric's talking phases, you're talking doing it right now. If we do the irrigation in the seed,
Yeah,
and then
that's fine.
maybe you get people to donate a bench.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why, I mean,
Oh, absolutely. We don't
my
have to
only
do the
concern
bench.
is, there's no other place in Brooks Park that's irrigated.
And my answer to that is, where the picnic pavilion is, it's pretty well treed, so this is in the sun all day, those 2 sections I'm
out,
talking
yeah.
about. The other parts of the park are pretty well treed, even the gazebo area has got trees over there, gonna protect the grass. But nothing's growing to speak of except weeds and dirt, just sand and stuff.
Stop talking about my lawn now.
Now, how's that going to affect?
Hold on,
Can I
Ben, I'm
just-
going around.
One question, going back to you.
So I don't wanna go to spin my wheels and get all leery unless there's some enthusiasm for it, or we want it as a project. It's not gonna be,
I think either way, I mean,
I should get a
it's
quote.
something that maybe should be done, but it's just a matter of how we do it. Is it a CPC thing, or is it a piecemeal revolving fund
Right, and I'm
over
also
time?
thinking, I think.
Excuse me.
the
Hold on,
property-
David had his hand up.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's, Frank, direct question. Earlier, you said you were gonna take down 12 or 14 trees.
Not take down.
Okay, so that was a
The
miss.
project,
No, I get it.
oh, no, we're
Not a
not
problem.
taking
Not
any
a
trees
problem.
down, no. Putting
You all
up.
set?
Yeah, for the moment, with this particular question.
Phyllis?
Questions on,
Questions, comments on the Brooks Park?
I was there today, the sand was blowing around, just so you know, and you can see it in waves.
Okay, Dan?
I was just wondering how your request here will impact the big project we get coming up, building new ones. You know,
It shouldn't, we have the
you know,
money.
is there something that, that's already been approved, right?
Yeah.
So can we try to work the two together somehow and come up with a,
That
Not
money's
use the
already there.
CPC
Yeah.
funding again.
Yeah.
It's.
so this is separate, this is gonna be a separate item,
Yeah.
Specific.
okay?
Because the other one's already voted and the
Right.
RFP's out
And
there.
you can't change that.
I'm just
Follow
thinking
up?
I'm thinking out loud about
That's okay.
the construction of the,
Follow up, yeah.
the new facilities, okay, the new courts. And while they're there, can somebody really put all of this together into one massive project?
I don't believe, I think if we were doing it through
Be too late, basically.
magic money,
Yeah.
but we were doing CPC, I think it's too regulated. You all set, Van, on
Yeah,
that?
I'm good.
Yes.
I kind of like the idea of circling back to donated benches, trees, working with maybe the garden clubs. They love making it a rec beautification project. That's
Text.
here's,
Sorry.
yeah, no, but here's the plan. Everybody have your hand in the pot a little.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of the pressure off of us at the same time of kind of moving it forward, maybe even a little bit faster than if we were to go through CPC and
Excellent point.
do it that way. Do you know what I mean?
Excellent.
I think
So
that meets,
should we still,
checks everything off.
well, you need a sprinkler system in grass to begin with. I mean, we can do that, just that.
Still need money.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Can't hurt to
saying.
ask O'Leary and see what it's gonna cost.
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
gonna cost as much as you think,
Yeah.
unless he went way up on his prices. It was pretty cheap.
Huh.
Probably double.
I was gonna say, you been listening?
I mean,
that
the
fence
fence went up
was
double.
Double and.
Yeah.
David, you have another question?
Yes, I watched the selectmen meeting on Monday and Chair Anderson, did she come to you and talk about that? Okay, all right.
But it's not on the agenda, so we'll talk about it at the meeting
Okay.
at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Brooks Landscaping Splash Pad,
So I will see O'Reilly, get a quote from him.
O'Leary.
Okay.
O'Leary.
O'Leary, rather, yes.
We still have to go to that. Any questions on Splash Pad, or are we just gonna wait for Eric to get
I
the
should
packet?
have better numbers by the next meeting.
next meeting?
So we
Yeah,
can
let's-
decide whether we wanna,
Let's put a hold on that
this
until
year.
we
Okay.
get more information.
So now, what I'd like to do is go around to each and every one and get their priority list. Eric, are you ready?
yes,
better
so
get a
we're gonna
clean sheet
go,
of
so
paper.
we got fence, landscaping, AEDs, rope course, splash pad. So we got 5.
I'm sorry, say that order again?
That's not in order, but
Yeah.
Okay.
fence, senior memorial fence, landscaping. These are the potentials. AEDs, ropes course, splash pad.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean we're necessarily doing all 5. It's just, if we were to do all 5, this would be.
Okay, so
part
you
of
have
it.
all 5 written down,
Yep, so I'm gonna get
and
the,
then Leah's gonna, and you're gonna just put hash marks next to whoever has what for 1, 2, 3,
yeah, so I'll go
4.
one by one here, alright. Who's first?
Leah,
Pressure's on.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna say AEDs,
Okay,
and then I'll say, the fencing,
okay,
and then the splash pad.
got it.
And then I'll go with the landscape and then
And ropes,
the ropes.
okay.
I'm only putting landscape down as bonus because I don't want Brooks Park to be beautiful. I just love the idea of doing it separate.
Yeah. Yeah, these don't mean we're necessarily doing all 5,
Right.
it's just a matter of,
oh yeah, absolutely, this is if
Yeah.
we had, in a perfect world, then we could fund them all. What
Right.
order do you wanna do them in?
I gotta
And
see
I'd
some
love
numbers.
to see us really gun ho on that splash pad.
Yep,
If those numbers come in as, something we can work on.
Though the next thing on this, we need a location
I
on the
think,
splash pad.
to me, the only spot, well, in my opinion, the only spot is behind the building here. I think Brooks Park is too,
Oh, I don't think Brooks is a good
I
idea.
think it's too much over there.
I think that's busting at the seams as it is now.
Yeah,
I would like to see it, if there was a way, and there might not be enough room, out behind that backstop of that
yeah, to
field.
the right,
We're in different places.
yeah.
Over there, by the parking lot.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
meant.
that's what he meant by-
I'm
Okay.
pointing
The
out.
parking
Yeah.
lot area.
All right. And we don't have to define that tonight, but we still need to figure it out.
Oh, yeah, sure.
See, I disagree, I think it should be at Brooks Park.
Okay?
I
Okay.
do,
That's-
I
yeah.
really do. I
Where
think-
would you put it
I
at
just
Brooks
don't know where
Park?
to put it.
That's the million-dollar question.
Cause it would be, the only space we have right now is way back. So if you put it way back, you can't monitor it as well.
Who's monitoring it?
Well, I'm just saying like vandalizing and things like that. I don't, alright, if I'm being
That's-
completely honest, I don't think we need a splash pad, period.
I 100%
Okay.
disagree.
I
No,
just-
that's-
I mean, I don't see the
Does
benefit
anybody have
to
a
it.
sense
Well,
of how much
he-
usage it's getting over there in Yarmouth?
It is packed.
And
It
the
is
one in Mashpee, from what I understand, is packed
continuously
too.
Yeah.
packed by not only locals, but visitors. It's been hit up on all sorts of just like activities and this thing called Kid Kangaroo that everybody and their mother follows. What to do on the Cape, splash pads.
So can I offer a suggestion, Mr. Chairman?
Sure.
Why not incorporate the landscape over by the tennis courts in the area that Frank's talking about with a splash pad?
It's not big enough.
That's not big
There's
enough.
no
I've-
parking
It
as it
truly
is.
No, I'm not talking about the
I
park.
know, but I mean, if you put a splash pad in, it's gonna be.
I don't think it's, I thought we talked about that, didn't think that area was big enough.
I don't think it would be.
And you got the bike, I mean,
No,
it's,
And you're right on the
It'd be a
bike
weird
trail.
spot.
Yeah.
That'd be a weird
Yeah.
spot.
No.
Even the back corner where the sheds are now, that whole area is gonna be opened up with the new,
With the new
Pickleball courts and-
Yeah,
I'm just saying, again, I'm trying to think out of the box.
no.
So
Good.
no, sorry, but ideally, somewhere where if you're at the playground and you can walk that path around the courts to the splash pad, or it's somehow in that playground facility, I mean, then you're at one stop. Then you have older kids playing tennis, grandparents playing pickleball, kids playing basketball, and
Jesus,
your
I
younger
just
kids
don't know where you put it though, cause you have the
at the
basketball
splash
court.
pad. I mean, it's a
Not the
one-stop.
basketball side,
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking,
Yeah,
where,
behind the sheds that are there now.
okay, now let's,
That whole area back there is gonna
Yeah.
get opened up.
Oh, yeah. that's what
question
you're
has
saying.
already been
Yeah.
brought to me about more parking.
Yeah, we're gonna put,
Easy, Frank.
Well, no, you're not gonna, you're
Stop.
one step at a time.
Hold on, can I talk?
Go, so I'm sorry, my apologies.
The question was brought to me with the expansion of pickleball, and it was brought to me by a town employee. Has there been any discussion about expanding the parking? And I told him no, and he said it should be. He goes, that parking lot and the front parking lot are busting at the seams. So what I'm getting at, David, is if we extend that parking even half of what, we have this now. If you did it another half of this, then you're going into the space that you're talking about, if I'm following you correctly, correct?
Yes, see,
Say it, David.
I have a problem with that. I have a real problem with that,
Parking.
representing the CPC, because that wasn't part of any application or a recommendation within that application
We're not
to
saying-
build
No
those
one
courts.
said it was
No,
CPC money.
We're
But
not,
that's
we're
what's
saying the
gonna-
future.
No, you're wrong on that. I'll
Okay,
tell you.
all right,
Yeah.
See,
fair
you're
enough.
jumping way too far ahead.
fair enough, we are.
No, you are.
Well, so are you.
No, I'm not. I'm
not
saying,
part
you're
of this
saying this is
project.
where you wanna put the splash pad.
We have a lively group.
That's not a bad thing. But only reason I brought that up, and I wasn't going
You
to,
get the floor.
is because you mentioned the splash pad where I think if we have to do extra parking, there's only one place to put it.
I agree.
Just a quick question, I mean, if Leo, you tell us that splash pad at Yarmouth is getting an awful lot of attention right now, great, the people are using it, where are they parking?
So
And do we have comparable parking at Brooks to be able to accommodate
No,
the splash pad folks that are coming
no,
in
you're
from
right,
all over?
you're right.
Plus the pickleball people and the regular playground area, and where are we gonna get all this parking to be able to accommodate all of these activities?
I mean, I think it comes down to the same thing as the beaches and everywhere else. first come, first served.
Well, you know, it's easy said, you know.
Easy, absolutely, but.
All right, but that's, okay, we're going around on the splash pad, any questions? The location can be determined,
Yeah, okay.
can be determined later.
Right.
We're just trying to see if this is on the, is this number 1 or number 5, that's all, right now. And one opinion over another isn't, I would like to hear, when I get all the way around, Eric, your thoughts behind not needed, when I come around.
Okay.
Fan, what's your name, Frank?
40 years, you don't know that. Yeah, I'd go with the memorial fencing and AED.
Hold on. I gotta look at my code here. Memorial fencing, AED, got it, okay,
Splash pad,
okay,
landscaping,
yep,
and rope course.
got it.
David?
I'm with Leah on this one. Same
Same order?
order.
Okay, got it.
The only recommendation I would have instead of the Brooks Parker would be right over here, behind the ball, whatever
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
letting, simply because the rec programs for the kids are out there,
Yeah,
and to me, that's a no-brainer.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
that's my view.
Phyllis, on the spot at your first meeting.
Yes, I am,
go,
and
girl.
I can't say that I know what the fencing looks like at the Memorial Field, but I feel like AED number 1, fencing number 2, Brooks 3, ropes I don't know anything about, so that's gonna be splash pad then ropes.
Got it.
So I think it's the same actually.
Yep, yeah, yep.
Van?
Being selfish, I wanna go with the fencing first. Hey, I'm sorry.
It's all right, don't have
That's
to
a
keep
We all
going.
have our
We have been waiting for ages and that
I know.
fence is
No, I
dangerous,
get it.
okay?
That's why I put it.
So it's
first.
fencing, AED, splash pad, and then the landscaping and ropes.
Same as me.
Fencing was 2.
I said AED then.
AED and then fencing,
Yeah.
yeah, same.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta get that fenced
And then
in
splash
first.
All right, I am fencing, and for one reason only. We passed it, town passed it.
Yeah.
I would hate to have it come back that we only get AED and fencing gets kicked to the curb. Because that was a past project, the voters supported it, and we came up short. So
That's fair.
that's my
It's a
reasoning
good
on that.
argument.
Same here.
So I'm going senior memorial fencing, AED. And the only reason I'm hesitating between, my gut says Brooks Landscaping on a scaled back version. Because I don't know if we'll have our ducks in a row for the splash pad by the end of September. That's a month and a half away. I'm just, and guess what? I can change my mind after the numbers come in.
Sure.
Cause that's gonna be, if that comes in at 500 grand,
Right, that,
Different
yeah,
story.
we'll change it. Totally.
all right, I'll go, so let me start this. Fencing,
Yep.
AED,
Got it.
splash, Brooks,
Splash is third.
splash is third,
Okay,
Brooks,
okay,
of some degree, and the ropes course.
okay.
And the ropes course,
So let me figure-
I'm not sure there's gonna be any support from this person for the ropes course until we get a lot of answers
Yeah, I think
to a
it's
lot of
too-
questions.
I can't,
No.
I can't.
Just so you know, Phyllis, the questions that are coming up, who owns the property?
Right,
If it's the school, who's in control, who's gonna maintain it,
Right.
who's gonna staff it?
Right.
Who pays for there were 1,000 questions. Everybody loves the idea, but we haven't received one answer to one question.
I'm surprised that the
So-
gentleman hasn't come back and really pushed this program.
Yeah, but
He's
that
letting it-
stays on the bottom of my list until we get some serious questions
There's a reason.
answered.
Yeah, if
So-
you really wanna do it, you'd be able to be proactive and get going with it, but,
Not that I'm looking to, but any changes regarding memorial fencing? Based on,
Did I put
Yes, yes,
AED
you
first?
actually triggered something in me, so that would be my number one
Just swap
priority.
mine,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that makes the difference,
David
actually.
and David
My
and
number
Leah
one.
both.
Okay, so that makes, okay, so
Good
now we got,
argument, John.
Yeah, that makes sense.
all right, so now, so with all
I
that,
do on occasion.
the
Very rare occasion.
averaging amount, fencing first, AED second, third is splash pad, fourth is landscaping, fifth is ropes course. That's what it came out to.
Okay,
Sounds
and
good.
it's subject to change.
Oh, it's all
Yeah.
subject to change, but at least now we have
Because
a
we're waiting
package.
on
an
a
idea.
splash pad and ropes course.
And you can put a star at the bottom,
Yep.
pending final
Pending, yeah.
prices and
Oh, yeah.
You
information.
see that, does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's my code.
Glad it makes
Gotta
sense
go.
to you.
I love it.
I think, John, if I may.
Yep.
Just for Phyllis's information, that fencing down there was 1996, and it is in serious condition.
Yeah, it
Serious.
is. It's-
Guys are getting hurt on it. There's could be some liability issues on down there, so.
Well, do you have a map of all the fields? And I can,
Yeah, I
I've
can
been
get you
back
one.
there, I mean, I
Yeah.
walked back there, but I don't know what's
Yeah, I'll
what,
get you a
so
map, yeah.
that would be great then.
Just so it's the back, so when you get there, it's the
Yeah.
furthest field
Okay.
towards the golf course. Okay, so that takes care of that, unless there's any other comments on CPC. Commission reorg.
John, how long you been chairman? How many years you been chairman?
Go for another year.
I think I've got one more in them.
15.
It's
When
gotta be.
when was the first year?
So I've been here 17,
And I've been chair since you got here.
yep,
17 years?
at least. Who was chair before I got here?
Lee Culver, wasn't it?
No, Dave
Yeah.
Zadowski.
He,
For one-
he had a
Was it
brief,
Bill
Okay.
Griswold?
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna,
it
we
was
have
very
a,
brief.
we have a reorg on the
Okay,
floor,
I'm gonna
please.
make a motion to
You're gonna get-
nominate Vaughn Cachadorian
I second.
as chair.
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second.
Motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Wait, who, Dave? And
David.
Second was Frank?
Frank,
It's Frank.
I'd also like to make a motion to have Leah as vice chair.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody.
No.
And just to
He's not
keep,
waiting.
I've done that for many a year.
and former Mr. Chairman and Mr. Chairman, just to keep the record continuous since 1953, I'd like to include a treasurer in that motion. I'd like to ask Frank to be the treasurer.
yeah, since we don't have any money, yeah.
I'll second that.
So, just to,
You have,
not to.
Well,
there's a
okay.
motion and a
We have a
second?
motion and a second for discussion. Eric, please.
So I'm not, I could care less whether it's treasurer or whatever. I checked with Emily, Elaine checked with Emily, she said it's a clerk. But,
No, it's absolutely not a clerk.
well, I'm just going by the town clerk.
I understand, but she doesn't have the documentation I have. It's legislated. It's a
I-
treasurer.
out there.
That's right,
Argument.
enabling legislation.
Enabling legislation.
So, we have a motion on the table, Mr.
We have a
Chairman.
motion and we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of Frank?
Aye.
All those opposed? Very nice.
So you get all the
Um,
money for.
If I may,
I keep the
I'm
money.
gonna back up. I'm not chair anymore. May I back up?
Absolutely.
Your
Wait,
input on
start
why we
right
don't
now?
need a,
Oh, there you go.
why we
Well,
don't need, a-
so-
or you don't think we need a.
No, well, it's not so much we don't need one, I'm worried, I think it would be fun, I think it'd be great for kids, I'm all about the kids, I'm worried about the liability of it, the maintenance of it. I shouldn't have said I don't think we need one, I should have said I have reservations about what it entails.
Too many unanswered questions.
Yeah, so maybe,
So
you
that
know,
goes
that
in
could
that
change, that
category.
could change, I could get more answers,
Right.
and that could change.
I think
So-
you might wanna see if you can contact the Yarmouth people as well, because I know that,
Well, they're
Yeah.
sending me all this
yeah,
stuff,
but,
yeah.
if, you know, they've been getting a lot of grants, statewide grants,
Yeah.
recreation grants, and I'm wondering whether or not the splash pad is coming into
As
that.
part of a
program.
grant.
Because
Find out.
they did,
I don't think it is, but I'll find out.
they did Flax Pond all on the grants over there.
And could you do a road trip to meet their director
Sure.
at the splash pad? And I'm sure he's gonna be able to tell you, yeah, we didn't foresee this and this was a hiccup and, you know, it's
There
great
was
to
a
follow
positives
somebody
and
else.
Well, the
negatives.
hiccup was, John, if I may, they approached the senior softball league, okay, about the fencing, because the splash pad is pretty bad, much behind the fence at right center field. Highway Department approached us and asked us if they take the fence down and push it back, they would push the splash pad back as well. We agreed that we'd give them some money, okay, and then there was no answer to that, okay, it just ended. They took on the project themselves. Now the problem is that our guys are hitting softballs into the splash pad.
You told us that.
Yeah.
They're hitting the balls way out. The new crew we have, they're hitting the balls 350 feet out into the outfield, okay? Some of the balls have landed into the splash pad already. So I understand that the highway department put a whole netting up, okay? And now the balls are still going over in spite or despite that netting, the balls are still going into the splash pad. Now they're talking about putting a covering over the splash pad, netting covering over the splash pad to dissuade that from happening. So,
Okay,
you know,
but
we
that,
gotta be, you know, that's something that we have to think about.
well, why do we have to think about it? Because where we're
Where you put it,
suggesting, yeah,
location,
behind the
location.
backstop.
Yeah.
The only thing that could be going over that backstop would be a foul ball. Do you guys hit foul balls that high?
Nobody would,
They
they
don't,
wouldn't
they
be
don't
playing
play on
there.
that field.
Yeah.
Then that ends,
Yeah.
Okay, so,
You gotta be, location is very key.
but it's a good, yes, it is. I mean, and you can't, you don't get a
Totally.
second bite at the apple,
Right.
is the way you put it.
I have
It's there.
just a question, if we put it over here, summer camp,
Camp,
summer rec
yep.
camp. Priority, still open to public,
We talked about that last
cause that's a
month.
big, that would be a big draw. And then to be told, oh, not between these hours.
Like you can't go on the playground at the school during school hours.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
You don't wanna say because there's a rec camp that the general public can't use.
Right, cause it's definitely gonna be wanted to be used by general
This may
public.
be bizarre, but you know, I was down, I took a ride the other day down to 204, and there is a softball field down there. Okay,
there's a couple.
There's a couple, but there's one softball field we looked at, okay, try to get some ideas as to whether or not it is doable to refurbish it and so on, and the decision was no. But there's a large space of, there's a large area of land down there in
Yeah.
that corner. You got a parking area right there, you got the, you know, you can put a nice splash pad down there, you got the playground right
That's
there.
what I was gonna say, the
You know, I
elementary
mean,
playground's
it's all
right there.
fenced in, there's a fencing all around it already.
Yeah.
You just take the backstop down and you get the water from the school, that's a,
And plenty of parking.
well, and there's plenty of parking, it's a great location, it's safe. And, you know, they're in the back, you know, area of the community, so that, you know, you don't have to worry about safety issues, you got a couple of homes around there, so that, you know,
One question I would have
Yeah.
is how would we get our groups to summer camp down there, bust them down?
Oh, we
Yeah.
can bring, yeah, we can
walk
van
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
you
The
bust
biggest
them.
problem with that is that land is under our
It's
jurisdiction.
the school departments,
No, it's
No,
it's
the
town of
204.
Harwich.
it's 204,
Yeah, so Kara Mawini
Right.
is technically the department head.
I thought it was the school departments.
Not
No,
anymore.
that-
No, it's been
no.
transferred over
Oh,
to
did they?
204, yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's now the
Yeah,
204
okay.
or whatever. But that's a good, I
Yeah.
mean,
That's not a
I'm
bad
open to
idea,
any,
Vaughn.
I don't
I
wanna
love that
jam
idea.
this thing somewhere that it doesn't work. Just because we wanna do it.
No, yeah.
I wanna
Right.
make sure we think. that through.
Playground,
You have
splash
to break
pad,
it
boy,
up.
that goes hand in
You know,
hand.
you
Well,
gotta-
that's
There's
what
something
I
about the
mean.
septic
You have to
system
think
back
about the
there.
safety,
Yeah,
the
it's
maintenance,
contained.
the location,
It's
all of
contained to the left side of the
funding, you know,
building.
a lot of stuff involved
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
No, that's a great
But I
idea.
love that
Yeah.
spot, I mean, that's
And
an
then you
ideal
won't have that
location.
problem
Yeah.
with the camp. I mean, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what it, like, it's not just specific for,
But the
right,
kids
And
go
if
right
camp
there from
kids
the
wanna
playground,
come
shoot right
down,
across
Yep.
the way, and
yeah. No, that's what I
there's
mean,
no traffic down there to worry about, the
Yep.
kids, you know?
yeah, if we, you know, if it's June, kids can walk over after school
Sure.
and. I
Good
mean,
thinking, Van.
I love that,
Yeah,
I
I like
love
it.
that location.
Are you open for something else, John?
No,
Okay.
just because there's nothing on the agenda. All
Okay, I can't talk then, right?
new business, no.
One more.
Hey, you're the
last
chair, do
thing.
what you want.
Right, you can
No,
change
but,
the rules.
I will, if there's any quick, something you wanna bring up to get on next month's meeting,
Oh, yeah,
you'll have to
make
talk
it
to
a
the
list.
chair, but there is a new business
Yeah, I wanna-
section there.
Is there, yeah. do we have
One,
any
I have
others?
one question. Fall brochure ready?
Fall brochure is going out. We've already started registration for the after-school program. Fall brochure.
I didn't see that, cause I had somebody over the house today and
Well,
they asked me,
we offered it first to everybody that signed up last time.
so it's not on the
So-
website.
No, no.
How close are you to full with offering it to last year's?
Pretty close.
That's what I
Yeah,
figured,
pretty
yeah.
close. to
And then
full
it'll be
already.
online?
Yeah, yep, and we'll get the fall brochure as far as soccer, flag football, and the other
Mr.
stuff
Chairman, I have to leave.
I know you do.
within the
Um,
next week or two.
Is that for the online
Thank you,
program?
Save
Okay,
Dave.
I'll
So the
check.
online
Okay.
program, we're launching, we have a launch, so we signed on, we're
Yep.
officially signed on, we have a launch date of
Awesome.
October 1 is the launch date.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
So,
Thank you.
cause we're gonna spend September doing the trainings.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah, so like for
Um,
winter
New business, are you open?
Oh, yeah,
session,
yeah.
okay, awesome.
Field bookings for the spring.
That's what,
everything,
yeah, that's awesome, okay.
very, very minimal.
Good.
Okay,
And I'll let you know if we're going
Yeah.
awry.
Are you guys gonna
You
put
tell me.
something out,
Hold on.
like,
Okay.
we're online now?
Oh, getting it, oh,
hooray,
yeah,
like,
definitely,
Yeah, okay, awesome.
yeah.
And then,
Hold on.
Go.
Anything on the new business?
No, that was it.
Frank?
New business, well, we gotta discuss seeing, Paul tomorrow.
That's not being discussed tonight.
Well, for next,
That's
are
an
we talking about
agenda
for
item.
next meeting? Or we, oh, I
We
see what
can't,
you're doing.
You can talk to Eric.
open session. No, we don't have,
Open
well,
sessions,
we're not gonna vote on it.
Frank has some concerns with the plan.
okay,
Can you meet with him tomorrow?
yeah.
Yeah, we call Paul, yeah.
I have a
Okay, how's
department head
that,
meeting at 10,
That's
but
good.
other than that, I'm here.
Phyllis, anything you wanna add, or?
No,
New business. There is a gentleman in the league who is very, very wealthy, who would like to build a softball field, all on his own. Is there any land around for us to do that, or for them to do that?
That's an agenda item for your first meeting.
Okay,
So I'll put that on next,
okay.
And next meeting, put on picnic tables, purchase a picnic table.
I looked into that today. They said there are 4 at the,
Well, what the
Hold
hell are
on.
they doing there? Go ahead. Yeah, people go
God
there,
bless you.
people are gonna go there, have a hot
Frank,
dog.
there's 4 at the pavilion
Right,
now.
right, sitting
Oh,
there.
at the pavilion now?
Yeah.
Yes, there are 2 or 3 down by pickleball.
okay, one of them is rotten and was repaired with.
Okay.
How many
It
do you
should
need?
be,
Because
it should
the
be
minute the
firewood.
minute you asked me about it today, I called
Yeah.
Highway. And they called me back 5 minutes later and said there's 3 and 4.
How many do
Well,
you
one's-
need, Frank?
One is firewood,
one
don't
is-
even count it.
Well, I'm talking about the picnic pavilion, the people, well, basically, we need them for the Fun Fest, one. And basically, we have to have more than 4 picnic tables.
We have
at the
3
picnic
down
What
there.
he's
pavilion.
saying is the picnic tables that used to be in the pavilion are now down at pickleball.
Yes, I asked Eric that we needed 2 down there because we have functions going on there quite often.
But they were taken from the pavilion.
Yeah, no
And put-
surprise.
we've had no other requests for more than 4.
How many do you need,
Except for
Frank?
the Fun Fest.
For a function, now, we have 3
Well-
down the field that you could borrow.
Okay, we'll borrow
3.
from Van for the Fun Fest,
When is the Fun Fest?
23rd of September.
Plenty of time.
It's after our classic.
After your classic.
You're welcome to them. There's
Thank
3 of them,
you.
they've just been painted,
Oh, okay.
stained.
Perfect. If the one that's down there is that bad,
It's rotted.
Oh, it's
then
rotted.
get rid of
We'll
the
get rid of
it.
darn thing.
We just got rid of
Before
2
the
of
thing
them.
falls down and
We
somebody
should get
gets
rid
hurt.
of
They
it.
were broken and the highway took them out, they just took them out of there.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
have Highway take it, cause I took one and they tried to charge me. They said, well, Highway should be doing it. I said, yeah, if you can get Highway to do it.
I brought $3 worth there the other day of brush, I had like $3.
All
right.
Question
You stay for a
for,
minute.
Yes,
my turn? Did the resurfacing go out for an RFP?
It's not posted yet, but it's
Okay.
about to go out.
Okay.
We got final, everybody looked at it, I read it, everything, so that should be
Okay,
going
just-
out.
Cause if it is, we should alert some of the people that it's out there, like, seal coating.
Yeah.
And stuff, other
So
rad and a
that
few.
one's about to go out. Sand Pond restroom is out. The Brooks new pickleball court one is out. And,
Yeah, we gotta, yeah.
but we need to meet tomorrow. And then the last one is, the senior softball bathroom. Megan just wants to see how the bids come in for the stick built for the Sand Pond one. And then she's gonna put that one out.
Where did
They
we,
wanna go stick built for that one as well.
where did we get
Sean does.
a plan so quick for the quick build?
For the stick built,
Yeah,
Sean got a plan through Zebrat and McCarthy,
From Paul
who
McCarthy.
donated it.
oh,
I don't know.
Paul's
Are they all
good.
ADA,
Yes.
Yeah.
accessories?
Yeah, they'd be the same size.
Yeah.
But just stick built.
This thing, okay. You have a tight tank or a septic?
The
Yeah,
one
right.
at,
Sand Pond is a leach field.
yeah,
Leach field.
same thing.
Pump
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
Okay,
All set, Frank?
all set?
All set.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. And if we hear nothing else, Motion?
Before we adjourn, I just wanna thank, John for all the work you've done, John. You really, as a chairman, you
I
did a
second
hell of a
that,
job.
yeah, for sure, yeah.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know how you did it, but you're all over the town, and you know everybody in town, and you
Sell
talk
some
to everybody
houses.
in town, and,
Does this
you
mean I have
did
to
a
lose
good
your
job.
number?
No.
And if I have any
Yeah,
problems,
you got
I'll
'em
be
on
on the
speed
phone.
dial.
with
You
somebody.
know how to, you know how to get me.
I know how to get you.
Appreciate
I'll
that.
be-
It's a
I'll be
good,
banging
it's a
your
good
door down.
commission. It's a good group. We get a
Yeah.
lot done and you're
Yeah.
all,
Yeah, we do have a lot done.
you know, I
Yeah,
mean,
we
we've
have
had a
some good
few
members.
hiccups the last few years with COVID and whatnot, but typically, somebody made a comment at one point, you guys get every request you make.
Yeah.
I said because people
CPC have
can see
been
it,
very
they
good
can
to us.
use it. That's what they like about whether it's pickleball or it's a bathroom or it's tennis.
It's visual, they
Yeah.
can see
They
it.
can see it and it gets
Yeah.
done, so I appreciate everybody's
They
hard
like
work.
to see where their money goes, and you can see it, it's right there. It's something you can touch, feel, and use.
Eric, do you know if those bike groups, do they book the pavilion or they just take a chance at it?
I think they just take a chance and meet there.
Oh,
We don't have any bookings for it,
oh,
through them, yeah.
they set up tablecloths and everything.
I'll double check,
silverware.
but they, yeah.
Okay, entertain a motion.
So move.
Turn.
Second,
Second.
Vaughn and Leo, all those in favor? All those opposed may
You
stay.
gotta shut that sucker off, huh?
Yeah.
They would've made it.
I'll see you tomorrow, Eric, or?
Yeah, I have a department head meeting
John,
at
I'll
10.
talk to you later, buddy.
Okay,
Other than that.
Oh, that's
I'm-
you.
What's that? Oh, sorry.
how long will that last, you know what?
Hour.
Oh, okay. I'll give you a call and we can call Paul to make sure he's
Now the TV's up there.